What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us is a new CRKT. This is the Helical, and this actually comes to me by way of Women Carry Knives, who got it by way of the Apex Pass-Around group. So I am grateful to all of them for putting this knife in my hands. I am primarily grateful because I have not bought a CRKT in a really long time. They make good knives, they just haven't made knives that I've been super interested in. And then this. Now, this is a budget knife, but it's a really good one. It is just really, really well done. What do you get? Well, you get aluminum scales. You get D2 blade steel. It's running on nylon or Teflon washers, depending on which model you get. Look, this is fantastic. Yeah, every once in a while, a budget knife comes along that really catches my eye and gets my attention. Now, it doesn't hurt that it's a Ken Onion design. Ken really does know what he's doing. This is just very good. Now, it's not drop shut, although you can with a little flick. Now, part of that is because the blade stock is so light. But I'll tell you something. Here on the flipper, this thing is a rocket, and it just pops out with authority. I can't fail it, and I can't shake it out either. The detent is just about perfect. Now, this one has been in many people's hands, and the lockup is just about 50% or a little more, which is a little far for me, but what you get for that is zero blade rock in any direction. This thing is really stable in there, and it's locked up tight. And because the lock bar is relatively thin stock as well, the fact that it is well over on the blade, there's no click, there's no pop, there's no stick. It just happens to land there. I love the fact that the steel liners in this are actually surrounded. The aluminum wraps around them so you can't see them. It's a really nice feature. You can see it here where the lock comes out. It comes out from inside the scale, which is just a really nice touch. They are not, there's no milling in there. The steel liners are solid, which on a larger knife would make for a lot of weight, but this is not a larger knife. This is actually just, well, it's a very nice size. Now, what do you get? Well, let's do a size comparison up against our favorite, the good old Rat Model 1 here. As you can see, it is considerably smaller than the Rat 1 in overall dimensions, except one of the ones that matters most, and that's in cutting edge. You actually get, you know, 1/8 of an inch more cutting edge than you do on the Rat Model 1 on a much smaller knife. In fact, in pocket, it reminds me a lot more of the Rat Model 2. The handle size is much closer, but you get a lot more blade, which is just really nice. Let's take a look at the actual dimensions while we've got it sitting here. I could look them up, but it's more fun to do it myself. If I put this thing on here reasonably straight, we might get a look at it. You got 1, 2, 3, just about 3.5, a little shy of 3.5 inches of cutting surface. The blade is not much longer than that, so let's call it an even 3.5 inches. The overall knife is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just at 8 inches long. That is a really, really nice size for EDC. As I said, it is really nice thin blade stock. It does allow for a relatively thin cutting edge, but it's not a laser beam by any stretch of the imagination, but it is still very well done. The handle itself is right at a 1/2 inch through the thickest part. And to be honest with you, where are we? We're at, 3/4 of an inch, I think, basically through the thickest part of the handle, like right through here. It's basically a rectangle, and it is a very comfortable one. Like I said, knives with rectangular handles aren't nearly as cool looking as some of the knives with all the swoops and cutouts and stuff, but they tend to be very comfortable in hand, at least for me, and this definitely falls into that category. I hope CRKT makes more of this. I hope they make knives like this. I would love to see them make their way back onto my version of the market by making knives that are in steel like D2 or maybe 12C27 or any number of other good budget steels other than HCR13 MOV, if only because I'm sick of it. I hope they continue to use things like aluminum. I hope they continue to use designers like Ken Onion, because that is fantastic. This is a great EDC knife. I would rather carry this any day than this, and I enjoy this quite a bit. But this is just better for me. I like this knife. I do. But if I'm going to carry a budget knife that I just want to do the job that also looks kind of cool, I'm going to lean into this CRKT every time. Do I wish the blade was satin instead of DLC or whatever this coating is? Yeah, I do, but that's just me. And on D2, a coating can go a long way towards helping with the fact that it's not that stainless. My overall impression is that they have made one hell of a knife here. And again, I hope they continue doing this. I really do. I would love to see more of this from Columbia River Knife and Tool. It would make me very happy. I used to have a lot of CRKT knives. I don't anymore. And if they leaned into designs like this, I might again. Anyway, this has been the CRKT Helical. I have been a Therapeutic Edge. Thank you so much for watching. If you get a chance, please like the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here on a regular basis. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.